Travis Wingditzel. I'm headed off to bed, but thought of a video right before I went to bed here. I just finished today's work on that computer and upgraded my digital copy of Next with Nicolas Cage. He is able to see into the future and even see into the future after he changes the actions for whatever future outcome he sees. So he's actually able to change the future, change the consequences by changing his actions. And as I've got a special treat for you for this week, as I'll be going back in time to show you President Nelson's clips from the previous conferences. I may not do anything else unless something comes up that I have the time and ability to do so. And it should be an eye-opener, as it is for me. I knew when I heard them the first time around that he was saying some pretty damning things against himself and against the church. And going over them again with the knowledge that I've increased since that time has opened my eyes to many more things that he was telling Mormons, threatening Mormons even. And Mormons and even ex-Mormons, nobody seems to come to the videos where I expose the church's crimes. I did some bombshells lately, and they're just not getting attention. And it's because Mormons aren't looking for crimes of the church, unless it's in the national or at least state news. And ex-Mormons apparently are unaware, or they've been warned to stay away from me by John DeLynn, which you should already recognize is not cool, guys. If the other ex-Mormons who are doing videos are telling you to stay away from my video channel, that should at least get me attention, because you're rebellious. You want to see why not. And unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. I think you don't know enough of the church to know to type it in, and YouTube isn't going to recommend them for you unless you type it in. And so it's a hit and miss if I can catch your attention. But Mormons to this day are unable to defend the church. They instead attack me rather than defending the church. And it's not their position to defend the church. They're just doing it to defend the church, because the church has weaponized them. And they don't realize it because of the brainwashing that they've been succumbed to. And this is the danger that the church poses, the threat to Mormons as well as to the rest of the world, because they're weaponizing Mormons. And once a Mormon attacks somebody for criticizing or simply asking a question that makes the Mormon uncomfortable, or exposing their crimes, for a Mormon to purposely ignore it, to live in denial and say it's not true, but that's it. You present no counter argument. You just say it's not true. You lie. Well, give an argument. Have a thesis statement. Have the body of your presentation, and then your concluding statement. You know how to do this. You graduated from high school, didn't you? And I know it's a little tough because we're on social media. And I know that with TikTok and the way YouTube makes it, you're able to attack rather than present sound argument for your position in the comments. Especially when it makes it easier just to put a thumbs down and run away without ever listening to what I'm saying. And if you'd only listen, you might actually change your mind and go, wow. Because that's what it means. When you cannot defend the church, it means the church isn't true. The SEC, that should have told all Mormons the church isn't true. They got fined for criminal violations of misrepresenting stocks. Church isn't true automatically. But Mormons stay anyway. And I was Mormon. This is the process that I was taught. That if the church turns out to be false, I can't stay in it. And after my bishop threatened me, did church history research, found the evidence, church isn't true. I can't go back. I wasn't going to go back just because he threatened me. But if they had done the right thing in the first place, and Bishop apologized and said, you can continue your research, you can continue to post videos, it's I who am wrong, which he's not going to do, but there was a chance they could have saved me. But instead, the missionary mission president, warden mission president, came over and started making false accusations against me. He didn't know the situation, and yet he was making false accusations because he needed to defend the church's position. Mormons can't do the right thing. They don't know how, because the church isn't true. And thus they can't even live by example, because their examples are corrupt, because the church isn't true. And Mormons think their examples are good examples. See, the church gives charity. No, it's a business deal where they're profiting off of the poor and the needy, the sick and the afflicted, whatever they're claiming to give charity to. They're retaining the gift. See, Mormons have no argument. They can't defend the church. And every attempt that they do automatically shows the church isn't true. And they just continue to live in denial and attack me. And so I'll be doing the special videos this week and showing you firsthand the church isn't true. Because Nelson, by demanding that it be the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because Jesus Christ is our Christ, already automatically tells all Mormons the church is false. Learning of the Jews destroys this church. And as a Mormon, if you don't even know where I'm getting that quote from, case in point, you're not even reading your Book of Mormon. And you should have read it. It's right there at the beginning, telling you how to interpret the Book of Mormon. And the fact that you don't even know how to interpret the Book of Mormon with the learning of the Jews This is why I've been doing my videos, to rescue you, to save you. So yes, the truth hurts, because it's not what you want to hear. You keep trying to threaten me to say that the church is Christian, that Jesus is the Christ, otherwise I'm wrong, when you automatically are anti-Semitic. You are full of hate and wrath, even if you're calm, cool, and collected by saying it. So, good night.